Your foot hovers over the glass floor. It doesn't move. Below you, 100 feet of open air. The building is solid. The glass is rated for 10 times your weight. An engineer signed off on it. You know all of this. Your knees don't care. Your hands find the railing before you've even decided to reach for it. Your body leans back, away from the edge, like something is physically pulling it. You expected to feel excited, a little nervous, maybe. Instead, your palms are sweating. Your heart slams against your ribs, like you're actually about to fall. You're not going to fall. The floor isn't cracking. Nothing is wrong. And yet, some part of you is convinced this is the most dangerous moment of your day. That part of you is very, very old. In 1960, psychologists Eleanor Gibson and Richard Walk built something strange. A visual cliff. A glass table with a checkerboard pattern underneath. On one side, the pattern sat flush against the glass. On the other, it dropped several feet lower, visually at least. The whole surface was completely safe. Then they brought in babies, 6 to 14 months old. Barely old enough to crawl. Their mothers stood on the far side, calling them across. Almost every baby crawled happily across the shallow side, but when they reached the edge where the floor visually dropped, most of them stopped. Some patted the glass with their hands, feeling that it was solid. They still wouldn't cross. These infants had almost no life experience. No one had ever taught them what a fall felt like, and yet their bodies reacted to the visual drop as if it were real. Before logic had a chance to weigh in, Gibson and Walk had found something that looked less like a learned fear and more like a switch that was already built in. Here's where it gets stranger. It's not just your eyes reacting. Your entire balance system is too. In 1980, neurologist Thomas Brandt and his colleagues studied what happens physically when a healthy person is placed at height. They found that the moment your eyes register a long, unbroken drop, your body's sway measurably increases. Not because you're clumsy, because the visual information your brain relies on to stay balanced suddenly gets less useful. Here's why. Standing on solid ground, your eyes constantly track nearby objects, edges, textures to fine-tune your balance in real time. At height, those nearby reference points disappear. Your eyes are now scanning distant ground far below, information that's almost useless for balance. So your brain falls back on a cruder system. Your inner ear, your leg muscles, systems that are simply less precise, which means, physiologically, you actually become a little less stable near a big drop. Your fear isn't inventing a danger that doesn't exist. It's reacting to one that's real, just usually too small to matter. Now here's the part that explains why this system exists at all. For most of human history, falling wasn't a rare accident. It was one of the most common ways to die. Cliffside paths, rocky ravines, trees climbed for fruit, or for escape from predators on the ground. A single bad step could end everything, instantly, with no second chance. Compare that to almost every other threat your ancestors faced. A predator could sometimes be outrun, fought, or avoided. A fall could not be negotiated with. So evolution built something blunt and non-negotiable, not a careful risk calculation, a hard stop. The humans who felt genuine physical dread near a ledge hesitated. The ones who felt nothing walked confidently toward the edge of a cliff exactly once. Only one of those groups had descendants. That's you. Your fear of heights isn't a personality flaw. It's a filter your ancestors were forced to pass through. Here's where this stops being a story about glass floors and 1960s baby experiments. That grip the railing, lean back, heart-pounding reaction you get on a balcony, a ladder. Even looking at a photo of a cliff edge that's the exact same ancient circuit Gibson and Walk photographed in 6-month-olds. You're not overreacting. You're not being dramatic for feeling shaky on a perfectly safe observation deck. Your body is running a system built for a world with no railings, no engineering codes, no safety glass rated for 10 times your weight. A world where the only reliable rule was, don't trust the edge. You are not weak for feeling your stomach drop on a balcony you know is safe. You're carrying the exact same alarm system that kept your ancestors alive long enough to have you. It just never got the memo that some edges, now, are actually fine. Next time you're somewhere high, a rooftop, a bridge, a lookout point, watch what your body does before your mind even finishes the sentence, this is safe. Your hands will find something to hold. Your weight will shift backward. Your pulse will climb, just slightly, for no reason you can point to. That's not fear malfunctioning. That's the oldest safety system you own, still standing guard at every edge you meet. The cliffs disappeared. The alarm didn't.